Hey viewers, hey subscribers, and welcome back to my channel, All Things Aquarium, you guys. So I'm on here for just a hot minute to do some free yes or no questions, and any other questions as I feel called to do them. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to hop into the live stream. Anybody who would like a reading, drop a pink heart in the chat, okay? Drop a pink heart in the chat. Y'all, I was debating on what candle to use for this live stream. I was really debating on it. Yeah, I definitely got to get me some more candles. Fall is coming, y'all, and I'm super excited about it. Super excited about that. Anywho, I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to hop into the live stream before I get started. And I'm going to look on my shelf and see what decks I want to use, because that really be a hit or miss sometimes. Hey y'all, let me know if you're in the live chat. I am doing free readings right now. Hi Prop. Welcome to my channel, you guys. If you're new here, feel free to thumbs up and subscribe to the channel and turn on your post notifications. I'm doing free readings, so drop a pink heart in the chat if you would like a free reading, okay? Just trying to find the deck that I wanted to use. Y'all, I have so many tarot decks, it's crazy. Hi, J-Rod. Haven't you been here before, J-Rod? I think I've seen you before here on my channel. Y'all, so I'm going to tap into this deck that was gifted to me. Absolutely. It's a lot of fun. Based off of The Nightmare Before Christmas. So, fun fact, y'all, I never actually seen the movie, but I saw the tarot deck and I thought, that would be a lot of fun. So I had added it to my Amazon wish list. Yeah, so there's that. But if you like a reading, you guys, drop a pink heart. You have a quick question, drop a pink heart down in the comments, okay? I'm just looking at some of the major arcanas. They have the Ace of Candles, cute cards. They have a Suit of Candles, so that's kind of like the Suit of Wands. It looks like this is the minor arcana. I don't know if y'all can see that. What else do they got? The Suit of Presence. Looks like that's like the Suit of Earth in this deck. Needles, I guess, would be like swords. Let's see. Needles is like swords. Yeah, needles is like swords. In this particular deck, that's what needles are. They're like swords. I don't know if y'all can see that. You see it? And then let's see, what else do we got? What other suit they got in here? That's gonna be fun to use these potions. I feel like potions maybe. Nine of Cups. Okay, so y'all see this IX. They have Roman numerals. I love that for this deck because I've never had a deck that had Roman numerals. 9 of Potions, 10 of Potions, an important relationship. This is what it looks like. Y'all can see the card, right? 9 and 10. But it says an important relationship, friendship, or family connection is finding its stride. You're both feeling supported, understood, and appreciated. Nurture this connection and remember to give as much as you take to maintain balance. So I like that. Yeah, so we can have a lot of fun with this deck. So basically the fun thing about tarot is that anytime you get a new deck, this is just a little tip from a professional tarot reader, y'all. Anytime that you get a new deck, it's always good to kind of like go through the guidebook, even if you don't like read the whole thing per se, to kind of go through it to get like you know, hey Deeply Rooted. It's so nice to see you here. It's been a minute. I've been trying to go live for a minute because I have been so busy with school and work and all of the things, but I'm trying to make a better effort at going live on my YouTube channel because I really miss YouTube. TikTok is cute. Instagram is really not popping like it used to be. Instagram has all these little stipulations and I just don't care for it. But if you have a question, feel free to drop it in the chat. I'm here doing readings, so anybody who wants a free reading, now is the time to drop a pink heart in the chat and I got you. I got you. Just be patient because each person is in the line, so it may take a minute as I pull cards, but please be respectful of whoever is, you know, in front of you, and I'll just go down the list. Good to see you here. 5 of Potions. This is cute. This deck is really cute. It's based on the movie Nightmare Before Christmas, and I never actually seen the movie. It's like a Disney, I guess it's like a kid Disney type of thing. And I'm sure that there was a theme to it, like a story behind it with Jack Frost. I know of the story, but I never actually saw it. Hi, Chelsea Dally. Thank you. I appreciate all the likes, all the subscribes, you guys. Also, please make sure you hit that notification bell in the top right-hand corner of your screen. So if y'all do that, I got you. Like I said, anybody who's just coming into the live stream, if you like to get a reading, drop a heart down in the chat for me. Drop a heart. Let's see. Deeply Rooted energy from your current interest. Let's look at that. Let's take a look at that. All right, Spirit. What is the energy from Deeply Rooted's current interest? What is the energy from this person? All right, y'all. I'm trying to break this deck in. Let's see, I got the 7 of Swords, 7 of Needles. Oh my gosh. Hi, Ahmed. This is a tarot reading. This is a tarot reading live stream. Please do not spam my live stream. Please do not spam. I have people in here asking questions. That's what this live stream is for. Ooh, okay. 4 of Earth is like, ooh. So 4 of Presents, that's what I got. Got 3 cards. So 4 presents. I also have the Page of Candles, which is like the Page of Wands. And I also have the 7 of Needles, which is like the 7 of Swords. Abyss. Page of Candles. So pages are always like new energy. So this could be a new person that you have an interest in. And with the Page of Candles, this person, like, because this Page of Wands, they're excited to move forward. They're excited to see where things go. But I do feel like with the 4 of Presents, which is like the 4 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot, that this person may be holding back a little bit emotionally because they're not really sure. They're not sure if, because I have the 7 of Needles, and the 7 of Needles is like basically bullshit. So they're not sure with the 7 of Needles if you're serious or you're just playing games with them. They're not sure. So it's almost like they're kind of in this like, let's see where it goes type of mindset towards the connection. Like they want to see what your actions are, your behaviors, your thoughts, and your feelings to kind of move according to that, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Does that make sense? Spirit, how does this person feel? How do they feel? What's their energy towards deeply rooted? Okay. Let's see. Because they were spamming up my chat. How does this person feel towards deeply rooted? Spirit, how does deeply rooted person feel towards her? What is their energy towards her? Okay. We have my makeover. Spice yourself up. Feel beautiful. This person feels like you're a beautiful person. We also have making amends. Making amends. Like, you're easy to get along with. That's the energy I get. Like, you're easy to get along with. You're not going to make a big deal out of nothing that's really not that big of a deal. You're patient. Also, on the bottom of the deck, I have unraveling, falling apart, truths exposed. You just want this person to be open and honest with you, and they can feel that. That's the energy. I feel like that's a mutual energy between the both of you. Like, you both are wanting each other to kind of open up and be honest about things. Like, what is it? What are your expectations? What your standards are in this type of thing, if that makes sense. Y'all, I'm gonna try to do this again tomorrow as well. So same time, same place. Let me see. We have options, multiple choices, many opportunities available. This person also feels like you may have other options outside of them. So they're really trying to be on their best behavior. They don't want to mess this up. They don't want to drive you into the arms of someone else. Hey, if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. Please thumbs up the live stream. Also, you guys, don't forget to hit that bell at the top to turn on notifications. Victory. Yeah, this person feels like they hit the jackpot with you. Victory. We got spotlight, success, rewards. Like, they feel like you're a catch. They feel like you're a catch. That's their current energy. If there's anybody else in the live stream that has a question, you guys, let me know. Drop a pink heart in the chat. Drop a pink heart in the chat if you have a question. Okay, none of your business. When you say you'd like to know anything about a relationship, like what exactly is your question? Because I need a specific question to pull cards. Like, are you wanting to know if you're going to have someone coming in for a relationship? Are you currently already dealing with someone? Is there a situation between you and someone? Great. Yeah, feel like they hit the jackpot, baby. You posted, Chelsea. My apologies. I didn't see your question, Chelsea. So when I'm finished with none of your business, I will get back to you, your question, Chelsea. Can you repost your question because I didn't see it? My apologies. And then none of your business. What, like, when is your relationship going to start? Okay, let's check that out. Let's look into that. All right. Let's see. None your business. Spirit, when is a relationship coming in for none your business? Let's look at that. Let's look at a time frame. Oh, you know what? I have a perfect deck for this. Hang on, because I have a timing deck. Most readers, most seasoned readers use different decks for different things. So just be aware of that. That's something to look out for. Like if you ever get a reading from a reader and you see them using the same, not saying that using the same deck is wrong, but if the person doesn't switch things up depending on the questions that you ask, that could be a red flag. Because you have decks that are for, where is it, Chelsea? I don't see it. You're saying just post it, but there's no question here. Y'all let me know. Can y'all let me know in the chat if y'all see her question so I can pin it? Because I don't see it nowhere. But I have a timing deck for, specifically for timing questions. Hang on, y'all. I got a romper on. I'm finna, see if I find my timing oracle. Because it should be up here. Let me see. Like, this is how many decks I got. And making sure that I get the right one. Make sure that I get the right one for the right question is critical. Okay, that's fine. Ask another one. Okay, got it. Okay. So, know your business. When, yeah, these are all the same deck. All right. Spirit, when might a relationship be coming in for know your business? I got winter. So during the winter season, what is this? August? We're going to September. So maybe like January, I want to say. December, January, Aquarius season, Aquarius, Pisces season, you know, somewhere in there. So it may take a couple months. Spirit, I'm going to ask for advice because whenever singles ask me questions, I like to ask advice because none of your business. How long have you been single? Because there's things that you want to do to prepare yourself mentally, financially, emotionally for a relationship. Relationships are never easy. So you want to make sure that you're in the right mind frame, in the right space, if the right person comes along to be able to handle that. And if the wrong person comes along so that you know how to leave quickly and not stick around for BS. Okay, so between winter of this year and summer of next year is the time frame that I'm getting. Any specific month, Spirit? We got October. So this, you could be meeting this person in October is what I'm getting. So between October, yeah, 3 months from now. 3 months from now. September, October, November, yeah. So 3 months from now, between October and I would say March of next year, you could be meeting this person. And don't give up. Don't give up, none of your business. Don't give up, because if that's what you really want is a solid, stable relationship, my advice is always to have boundaries, to have fun, but to have boundaries. Know what you want and don't take anything less than what you want. Don't give up. Keep dating. Dating isn't a fun experience. It's supposed to be fun. Y'all supposed to go out at night for, or during the day or whatever for lunch, or go dancing, or go out to do activities or whatever, go out to eat, because everybody doesn't always want to go to a restaurant, but to do fun activities, go to a car show, go to a museum. It's supposed to be fun. You know what I mean? Go to a park, go to wherever. Dating is supposed to be a fun experience, right? And if you get to kind of know this person, y'all get to talking or vibing or whatever, and you feel like this person is not a good fit for you, it's okay. It is okay to part ways and say, you know what? You're a good person. I just don't think we're compatible. You know what I mean? And move on to the next. Keep it rolling. Keep your roster rolling until you find somebody that is going to be able to match you. Somebody who understands you, somebody that makes you feel comfortable, somebody that makes you laugh, somebody that you have a good time with, right? Somebody that's not just looking for a sexually intimate relationship, because there's more to life than that, right? All right. Chelsea, will you get the job at MDS Communications? That's a yes or no. Let's check that out. Spirit, will Chelsea get the job at MDS Communications? Let's see what comes out in the cards. Thank you. None of your business. Like I said, I've been a professional tarot reader for the past 5 years. I recently stopped doing, I really slowed down on doing tarot readings for the public, because it becomes overwhelming when you have so many people with so many questions. And I have my own real life outside of that. So it's just one of those things where now I'm very selective of who I do readings for, because some people don't come in with the intention to actually learn from a reading or to gain some type of insight. A lot of people come to criticize or condemn you or your gifts or your talents as a reader. So if you walk away from a reading, it should be uplifting, it should be encouraging, and it should be motivating you to move in a better direction, right? Thank you, Deeply Rooted. And dating should never be stressful. It should never be a stressful experience. If you feel stressed at all, and you're dating someone, that is not the person for you. If you feel stressed, I won't say stressed at all, because sometimes it can be a little stressful. Like if you have a date in another city that you're not from, or a town that you're not from, and you're not familiar with that area, and maybe you guys got a little lost trying to find the place, that could be a little stressful. But when I say you shouldn't feel stressed, nobody should be hollering and raising their voice and screaming at you on a date. You see what I'm saying? That's just disrespectful and out of line. Anything inappropriate, nobody should be making sexual advances towards you on a first date, even a second date. It's just inappropriate. Relationships are something that are built over time, right? And so you want to make sure that that relationship is being built over time, that you guys are building a relationship. That's how relationships are supposed to go. It's in stages, right? You meet, you talk for a few days, a few weeks, a month, you plan a date, right? You talk for maybe a week. Within a week, there should be a date plan. Let's meet in person, right? Of course, always be safe. Safety is always number one. But then you gradually go. Date number one. Okay, so date number one happens. How did that go? How did you feel? What was the conversation like? What was the atmosphere? You know what I mean? You have to learn to feel the situation, feel the environment. How do you perceive that person, and how do you think they perceive you, right? Because it's both ways. The energy is both ways. It's a mutual energy. Then date number two. Date number two comes around. What happened? Right? Who's planning date number two? Date number one was on him. Can date number two be on you? Absolutely. You pick the place, you pick the time, right? Or you pay. There's nothing wrong with that. Contrary to popular belief, it's okay. Y'all are going bowling. You can pay for y'all to get into the bowling alley. It's okay. I know you're a woman. It's fine. It's okay. If he took y'all to the steakhouse the first date, you could pay for the bowling alley. However y'all want to do it. But y'all work that out between yourselves, right? Don't let other people, society, and social media make you feel like you have to do everything a certain way, because you don't. There's no set way to do it. those are just examples. Chelsea. Will Chelsea get the job at MDS Communication Spirit? Yes or no? Also, a little tip for the daters, for my singles who are watching this live stream. Men like to feel appreciated too. They do. Men like to feel valued and appreciated too. So it's not just, what are they doing for me? How can you make them feel appreciated as well? Keep that in mind. And it doesn't always have to be, and that's the thing. Like, you can give back and you can make someone feel appreciated by paying the tip. You know what I mean? Something small. It doesn't have to even be anything big. I'm getting yes, Chelsea. My first answer was yes. Yes, these are all yes cards. I want you to see them so you can see that I'm not pulling your leg. Wands are yeses, okay? Will Chelsea get the job at MDS? I'm getting more yes cards. I feel like it could be a yes. Now, Pentacles are a no for me, but 2 out of 3 were yes, so I'm going to say still yes. I'm going to pull it one more time. The Emperor is a yes card. Okay. So I got yes. I'm getting yes. I'm getting yes that you may get the job. Very strong possibility. Very strong possibility. But don't be disappointed if you don't get the job, because if you don't get the job, that just means something better is in store for you. What's meant to be will absolutely be. And nothing can keep you from it. Right? You're welcome. But if I were you and you've already like had your interview and everything, I would just call just to check in. I have 6 years experience in recruiting, so I'm very familiar with the interview process. I'm also currently going into my 3rd year of a bachelor degree program for HR management. So recruiting and interviewing is one of my specialties. Definitely one of my specialties. And one of the most common reasons that people fail to actually get their foot in the door with a lot of companies and employers is because they're not persistent. Always remember, the early bird catches the worm and the squeaky wheel gets heard. So if you are persistent and you check and you call and you email, you're going to get an answer. Okay? You're going to get an answer. All right, y'all. So was there anybody else that had a question for me that I missed? I thought I missed somebody earlier. I think it was a guy, and I don't know if he left the chat. Let me look, because y'all, I can't see nothing. Okay. D7 son, are you still here? Thank y'all so much for all the love, for all the likes and subscribes and all of the things. Thank y'all so much for being here. I plan on going live again tomorrow morning, same time, 11 o'clock. Because y'all, I'll be trying to get a little sleep on the weekends. Because I'm up because I'm studying, right? I'm up early in the mornings, like 5 a.m. I'm up early. And I try to go to bed early. Anyone interested in personal readings, I do offer them. The links are on my Etsy shop. I have an Etsy shop, all things Aquarian. Name of my Etsy shop. You can go right on over there and you can book a full in-depth reading with me. If you have any questions, you can email me. That's perfectly fine. I'm working on, you'll have to email me though at Aquarian Empress Tarot. That was my old account. So you'll have to email me there. I'm trying to set up another Gmail for all things Aquarian. Once I get it set up, then I will post it in the community tab for everybody. And so anybody who wants to email me, y'all can. Or you can follow me on Instagram. I'm over there too. And send me a DM. Was anybody else wanting to ask a question while I'm here? But y'all know I'm always here for the girlies. I'm always here to give tips and tricks, advice, encouragement, words of wisdom. I'm here for it. I'm just waiting on more people to hop in. Anybody else wanting a free reading? Yes or no? Drop a heart in the group chat. Welcome to my page if you are new to my channel. All Things Aquarian. I don't know why it's lagging, y'all. It's lagging a little bit. It's lagging a little bit. Super chat, love. Thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely appreciate it. You can send donations or tips via super chat, Cash App, or PayPal. Either of those would work. And I've changed my PayPal back to my name, my first and last name. I have to put the link in here. My PayPal and my Cash App. Hang on. I normally post that in the beginning of the live stream, but it's been a while since I've gone live, and I usually have moderators do it. So you can use Super Chat, Cash App, or PayPal. Those are the methods I use. You're most welcome. I appreciate it. Thank y'all so much for all the love. Really, the likes, the subscribes, and all of the things. Huh? Oh, thank you. I need that. If it's a super chat, just know, like if you send a donation through super chat, just know, let me tell y'all this, because the way YouTube works, I may not see it right away, because the way super chat works is it processes after you have so many in there. But yeah, the other methods, PayPal, Cash App, they come through immediately because they're electronic payments. But super chat is a little weird. But while I'm waiting, you guys, let's pull some messages real quick. Let's pull some collective messages real quick and see what comes out. What did I do with that purple? Oh, here it is. Thank you, love. I appreciate it. I really enjoy reading tarot, so I just wanted to come in and answer a few free questions for everybody and just let everybody know I'm still here. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Thank you guys so very much. All right. We got controlling, make-believe, imaginary, false, too good to be true. Too good to be true. I feel like this is a warning from Spirit. So if you're dealing with somebody in a connection, right, that seems too good to be true, Spirit says low-key, this person is controlling. They're being manipulative. They're being manipulative. They're putting on a facade. It's a show. If it's too good, if you feel like it's too good to be true, it is. It is. Super sweet, charming. Like, too much. You know what I mean? Like, you know how some people will overdo it? Like that type of thing? Like, why are you being so nice? Why are you saying all these nice things out of nowhere? Now, you have to use discernment because sometimes people are just genuinely kind souls. Some people are genuinely nice and kind people. But then you have people who are only nice when it benefits them. They're only feeding your ego when it benefits them, right? So you have to use discernment and be aware of that. Hey, Benita. I'm good. How are you? I know it's been a minute. It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Rose-colored glasses. Yeah. You have to be so aware as an individual when you're dealing with people. And this not only applies to romantic relationships, but platonic relationships and business as well, professional as well. You cannot go into situations with rose-colored glasses where you're only seeing one side of things. You have to be open-minded and peep game. Peep when people are trying to run game. People will run circles around you, and they will do it in conversation. They will do it in their actions. You have to pay attention. See past the illusions is what Spirit is saying. So for some people, this could be a relationship thing, but for other people, it could be a business partnership or even a friendship. Sometimes people, you know. Okay, love, go ahead. You can drop your question. I was just pulling cards until more people entered the chat. Like, yeah. Spirit says new beginnings and new pathways. For some of y'all, new things are on the horizon, especially come spring of 2026. New things, big and better things are on the horizon for y'all. Go ahead, Benita. I'm ready. You can drop your question. But yeah, always be aware. Always use discernment. Listen to how you feel. Okay. What are Sean's true feelings for me? Family friend, but I feel like he has a crush. You're probably right, but we're gonna look at it. Spirit, what are Sean's true feelings towards Benita? What are Sean's true feelings towards Benita Bala? Let's look at it. This person I have death here. Death is not what people think it is. Death is like sometimes people are shedding old skin and they're really stepping into their power. We have the World, completion of a cycle. May have ended a past relationship with someone. The Magician. So it looks like, Benita, this person could have ended something not too long ago. Ended a relationship with someone not too long ago. And they've been manifesting something better. Seven of Cups. They're keeping their options open. I feel like this person may see you as potentially an option. They may be excited to explore that. So they may do things to get your attention. Six of Wands here. They may say things or do things to get your attention because they are trying to move forward and find that person in their life that they can be happy with. They're trying. Yeah, Five of Pentacles. They're trying to come out of this lonely, isolated type of energy and really try to have fun and move forward and see if they can find the person that is for them. Yeah. At one point in time, this person may have felt like they could never find the right person or it was never going to work out between them and whoever the past person was. But it looks like, how does Sean feel towards Benita, Spirit? Oh, okay. They see you as somebody very loving, that you give off a very healing energy, because we have the Queen of Cups and then we also have the Lovers card here. We have the Lovers card here. So they see you as somebody who has potential, could be a potential partner, possibly. So yeah, it's giving crush energy. Definitely giving crush energy. Let me pull some more of these oracle cards. Yes. Yeah, and that could be too, because when your families are like really like closely intertwined like that and they're around you a lot, that can happen. Ooh, yeah. And that is probably what caused him to spiral into something of a depression, because that's where I got the Eight of Swords. The Eight of Swords did come up, and the Eight of Swords is indicative of feel like you're stuck in a bad situation and can't really get out. You feel trapped mentally and overwhelmed mentally. How does this person feel towards Benita, Spirit? How do they feel? Y'all, thank y'all for making this live stream fun. I haven't had a fun live stream and whew, it's been a minute. Okay. Blocked, ascension, stagnant. Yeah, he's been stagnant for a while. Celebrations, good times and get-togethers. Yes, he enjoys being with your family. He enjoys being around people who are, yeah, red string. Yeah, he really enjoys the connection that he has. That's funny. It looks like y'all, there's, it says red string of fate, a spiritual bond that can't be broken. So there's some kind of real strong connection that he has with your family, and that's why he's around all the time. Like I said, maybe your family makes him feel at home and makes him feel at peace, and he loves that feeling. So we have make believe. I feel like this was a past energy with the person, the ex, that he thought that it was going to be something that it wasn't. Yep, I sure will. Sugarcoat, superficial. Yeah, not all that was cracked up to be. I think he is starting to see things outside of rose-colored glasses now. Seeing things for what they really are. How does it feel towards Benita, Spirit? Muse. Yeah. Music, melody, soothing your soul through music, healing. So he finds your company very healing. Hey, Aisha, love. Very healing. He finds you, your energy, your family's energy, just very, very good vibes. Very good energy. Yeah, healing. Yep, the whole experience. Healing. That's what I have here, healing. Recovery from traumatic events that cause pain and suffering. Yeah, he finds you and your energy to be very comforting, very healing, very nurturing. That's why he likes to be around y'all. See if his mom suspects he likes me. Spirit. Let's see. Does Sean's mother suspects that he likes Benita, Spirit? Yes or no? This is a quick yes or no. Yeah, you must have a very warm, like, you know, some people have like a very warm, just being around them, like their personality, their aura is just very warm. You feel safe. You feel comforted, you know? So you must give that off. You must give that off. Deshaun's mom suspects a crush between him and Benita. I got 2 yeses and 2 nos. No. Yes, yes, yes. No, no, no. Yes. I got yes. I'm going to ask it 2 more times. Hey, Aisha love, if you got a question for me, you could drop it in the chat, because I'm just doing free reads today. I hopped on for a few minutes and I was like, oh, let me do some free reads today. So Sean's mom suspect that he has a crush on Benita. This is always interesting to see. Yes, yes, yes. I'm gonna start showing these cards as they fly out so y'all can see them. These are all yes cards. These are all yes cards. These are all yes cards. You only got 1 no in here. Well, if you think of one, I got you. She probably don't feel no way about it, Benita. She probably doesn't feel no way about it. especially if he's grown. I'm getting no's. The last one is a no, but here's the thing. I like to ask my yes or no questions in threes. There is a yes. I like to ask all of my yes or no questions in threes. And so if I get 2 yeses or 2 no's, that is the predominant answer. So yes, no, 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 yes. Okay. Yeah, she feels that he has a crush. And you know, if it's something that brings him peace as a mother, I don't think she would have a problem with that. I don't think she would have a problem with it. Honestly. JD, are you still in here? JD had a question for me. I don't know if JD is still in here, but he had a question earlier. Oh no, D7 son. That's who it was. Oops. D_7 son. You're welcome, love. Thank you for hopping in. If you are new to the channel, you guys, please hit that subscribe button. That's all I'm asking. If you could just hit that subscribe button and then make sure that you thumbs up the live stream to promote the live stream. Sometimes you have to, on YouTube, sometimes you have to like exit out of the app and then like re-pull the app back up because sometimes it lags. Yeah. The live automatically posts. When I'm done doing readings and I exit out, the live will automatically be posted to my channel. So you can always come back and watch it. Live stream replays. Aisha, I have to I'm gonna send you my new links to my my donation outlets because I've changed them a little bit. My Cash App is still the same, but my PayPal, I changed it back to my name. Still the same link though, so it works. You're welcome, Benita. Thanks for hopping in. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, None Your Business. Thank you, Abyss, Deeply Rooted. Thank you to everybody who hopped in. Thank you. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to subscribe. I was pulling messages for the collective a few minutes ago because I was like trying to get people into the live stream. Into the live stream. But what was I saying? Oh, I was talking about dating. Somehow it always comes back to this. But I was telling the girlies that dating is supposed to be a fun experience. And I stand on that hill. I will die on that hill. Dating is supposed to be fun. It is not supposed to be a stressful occasion. Baby, if I'm getting cute and I'm gonna go somewhere with you and you're picking me up and telling me to be ready by a certain time, why should I be stressed? Stressed for what? I don't even know you. Why should I be stressing out, right? Or crashing out? Because no. If I have to do all of that, I'm not going. No. And then if we're dating, right? So there should be, if we're dating, there should be consistent communication. I'm just saying. And people be like, oh, I'm shy. I'm introverted. I'm not really a talkative person. Okay, but you're trying to date. Figure it out. Spirit said open up. Open up. A lot of y'all don't exercise your throat chakra enough. Okay? You don't. If something makes you uncomfortable on a date or with someone you're talking to, even in just conversation, let them know, oh, you said this and such. That really bothered me because XYZ. Open up. Also, this whole business of playing hard to get is not cute. It's really not cute when you know deep down inside that you really want a relationship. You got to be vulnerable. You got to open up a little bit, right? And then also we have time. I'm sick of hearing divine timing. I'm sick of hearing divine timing, and I'm going to tell y'all why. I'm going to tell y'all why. Because life doesn't wait for anybody. it bothers me specifically as a reader to constantly hear people saying, oh, well, in divine timing. Divine timing what? If somebody wants to do right, they will. If they don't, they won't. We're not going to wait for divine timing, okay? If you want to find a partner, then go out and start dating. That's my recommendation, period. If you want to build a house, you've got to go get a plan. You got to figure out, okay, so what do I need to have the house built? You need the materials, you need the finances, right? You need the labor, all of those things. Waiting for the right time or divine timing is not going to work. It's not going to work. Now, I do believe in divine timing. I do believe in divine time. Like, certain things happen at certain times for certain reasons. I do believe that certain things are fated. Like, things do happen for a reason. Like, you met this person back when you were 19 for a reason. Like, I believe that. But to tell people, oh, divine timing is at play here. No, it's not. No, it's not. You're lazy. You're lazy, right? So at that point, now you got to take some responsibility for where you're at. That's the problem. A lot of people like to make excuses, just like this thing, well, show yourself grace. I'm not showing myself grace when I need to be more disciplined. I need to be more disciplined, right? If I feel like if I'm not feeling like I'm where I need to be, then I need to be more disciplined. I need to be harder on myself, not showing myself grace. Because by showing myself grace, that's an excuse for me to continue on my own BS and stand in my own way, right? So when it comes to divine timing, I'm thinking of rewording that phrase. When you feel that you're ready to do something, you will do it. Otherwise, you will make every excuse in the book as to why you can't get it done. That's no one else's fault but yours, right? Just like if you've been dating someone for a while and there comes a point, it gets to a point where everybody in this relationship, there's you and them, you and him, her, whoever, whatever floats your boat, right? But whoever, there's two adults here. If you've been dating for somebody for at least 6 months, everybody knows what they want. Y'all can't get me to believe that they don't. They know what they want. It's not hard to figure out. I literally just had this conversation with my sister and my fiance last night downstairs. It doesn't take you 20 years to figure out if you like somebody, love somebody, or want to marry somebody. Though, all three of them. What is it that, well, when the time is right, just like people who have kids, there is no right time to do it. Either you have them or you don't. Should you prepare? Absolutely. Should you have some money set aside? Should you be buying baby clothes or whatever you're going to need for children? Absolutely. But a lot of people don't just say, well, you know what, in March of 2026, we're going to get pregnant. A lot of people are not doing that. Or in April of 2029, we're going to get married. See, you see what I'm saying? Like, there is no, that's just like if you're wanting to move or relocate. You're going to have a plan. You're going to set aside savings because you know it requires money, right? You're going to do the research and look into the location, the environment, job market, and all of that before you relocate. But nobody says 3 years from now, I'm going to move to Denver, Colorado from Phoenix, Arizona. It just doesn't happen that way. So when I hear divine timing, sometimes I'm like, is it really divine timing? Or is it a lack of boundaries? Is it a lack of self-discipline? Because people, what I don't like in the tarot community that I hear a lot of when it comes to titles like karmics and, the whole twin flame thing. Anybody who's followed me for a long time, because I've been doing this for a long time, knows I don't like those phrases. So when I hear like, oh, this is your soulmate, this is supposed to be the person that you're supposed to be with, or you're not dating, but your soulmate is coming in, your soulmate's coming, you're going to meet your soulmate, and the person is asking when, and they're like, oh, well, divine timing. Divine timing is right now. If you're going to meet that soulmate, you better go get them. You don't have a lot of time. You're 35, 45, 55. You don't have a lot of time. If you're going to do it now. If you're going to go back to school, do it now. If you're going to start a business, do it now. Procrastination is one of my least favorite things. And we all are guilty of doing it, but it sets you back so much when you keep putting off something that is important to you. Why would you do that? To me, it's self-sabotage. Why are you procrastinating, but then complaining that you don't have what you want? It's self-sabotage. You want the family, you want the lifestyle, you want the outcome or the income, but you're not putting in the work to get it. Why? Okay? Playing with me. People, divine timing, what does that mean? What does that mean? And this is something I've recently had to evaluate because I hear that term so much in tarot. Oh, well, you know, divine timing. It was the right person at the wrong time. No, he was the wrong person. He was the wrong person at any time. Until he changes his ways, his attitude, and his mindset, he's never going to amount to anything. He was the wrong person. It wasn't because she met him in 2005. If she met him in 2012, he still would have been a piece of trash. Well, you know, he's going through some things, and, you know, he's going through an ascension and an awakening and an enlightening, and he's still a jerk, and he still raises his voice, punches holes in walls. When he's upset, he avoids important conversations. Do you see where I'm going with this? Because at what point did divine timing come in? He's been doing this since he was 5. Ma'am, he's 45. Where was divine timing? I feel like a lot of things in the spiritual community, a lot of phrases that are thrown around are just cop-outs. They're cop-outs for personal accountability. Divine timing for what? If you want it, go get it. That's my theory. And I'm going to stick beside it. If you want it, go get it. Also, everybody that comes into your life is not meant to be long-term. You also do not have to procreate with them. You do not have to have a child every relationship. You don't. You don't have to leave that relationship with a child. Please stop doing that. To whoever that's for. Please stop doing that. Every relationship is not meant to be last 1,000 years. It's not. Some people are only here for a good time, not a long time. That's what dating is for. You date, but you date intentionally, right? And then when you realize that, oh, okay, this person is just here for looks and vibes. I'm here for a long-term commitment. We are not the same. Have a good day. You see it? You see where I'm going? Like, once you realize you're not in alignment, you're not on the same page, we move right along. And moving on along is just like when you finish one project at work, you go to the next. You're done checking the vitals of one client, you move on to the next. Oh, okay, I was in Mr. Stevenson's room. Now I'm going to Mr. Johnson's room, right? To check his vitals. You move on. You move on. You don't continue to linger and stay around. That was another thing that I've noticed in years of reading tarot, specifically for my female clients. Women will stay in relationships that drain them. They drain all the life out of them, the joy, the peace, and everything out of them. Leave it. Leave it. If y'all can't mend it out and work it out, leave it alone. It's not for you. It's not going to work out. Back and forth, on and off. It's never going to work out. Either you're on or you're off. Either you're in or you're out. That is it. That is all. All right, y'all. Let me get some. I'm going to close this session out, this live stream session out with some oracle cards, because that's always fun. Anybody who's hopping in, if you'd like to ask me a quick question before I hop out of here, feel free, because I'm finna be on the run. I'm really finna be on the run. So if y'all want to ask me some questions real quick, do that. Do that. I'm here. I'm here. Also, y'all, if you have suggestions for readings, let me know. Let me know. Y'all, so this is This is really one of my favorite oracle decks. One of my subscribers, longtime subscribers, love her down. Love her down. Mari. Mari has been with me since the very beginning of my channel. Shout out to you, Mari. She got this deck for me. Rico, of course, chewed one of my pages, but this is one of my favorite oracle decks. The Angels and Ancestor Oracles. Let's see. Spirit, what are the messages from the ancestors for the collective? We're going into a new month, y'all. Finna go into Virgo season. Knight. Be brave and be honest. Be brave and be honest. See, that's what I'm talking about. You know, when we talk about divine typing. Oh, thank you so much. None of business. Oh, you're so kind. Thank you. Sage. We have Sage. Hey, Sunsies. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, please go ahead and subscribe, you guys. And be sure to please thumbs up the video. Okay. So we have Angels and Ancestors, Oracle cards, and Guidebook. So the messages Spirit gave for the collective, we have Earth Mother. We have Sage, be devoted and committed. Like I said, if you want to do something, do it. Knight, be brave and be honest. The ancestors are basically saying, and there's so much green in these cards. I don't know if y'all can see these. Let me show y'all. Let me show. See? There's so much green in these cards that a lot of earth energy. A lot of earth energy. And so when you think of the earth, think of being grounded, right? Being stable, stability, financially, mentally, emotionally. You see it? So the first message for the collective is to be brave and honest. If you have a question, please drop a heart down in the chat box, you guys, so I can get to your question. Because otherwise I won't see it. Thank you, y'all. I appreciate the donations. If you send a donation, thank you so much. Be brave. Be brave and honest. Mind you. I'm looking for the Knight. Where's the Knight? There we go. Spirit says, do the right thing, even if it isn't the easiest option. Stand for what you know to be right and true. Right? The energy of respect is important right now. You're being encouraged to figure out what is important to you and what you stand for. Period. What is important to you, collective, if you're watching this live stream, Spirit says, and the ancestors want you to think about what is important to you and what do you stand for. Those two things. If you're in a space where there's opposition, you're being guided to follow through with integrity. Hi, Margaret. Will TJ contact you after court to ask you to come back? Is this a divorce situation? Margaret, thank you for hopping in. And also, please make sure you subscribe. Thank you so much. This card also brings justice. If you're longing for justice, please know that universal energies are working to bring everything back into order and that you don't need to force anything through with your will, okay? If you've made mistakes recently, it's important that you take ownership of them so that you can align yourself with improving the situation, right? So that's one message. Then the next is Sage. Sage. Be devoted and committed. Be devoted and committed. Be willing to go the whole road and back again. This will allow you to be the best you can possibly be. The Sage represents the wise one within. When this card comes up, it shows that you're preparing to become a great and insightful teacher to your peers. Thank you so much, Margaret. I appreciate that. The angels and ancestors want to acknowledge how committed you are to your growth, right? The energy of oneness is offering itself to you now, and it's important to take time to integrate it so that you can be supported by it, okay? And then the last card was Earth Mother. Feel loved and comforted. I'm going to read this last one, Margaret, and then I'm going to answer your question, okay? Earth Mother. Allow yourself to be cherished. Earth Mother is protecting you with a shield of love and light. Love that. Love that for the collective, y'all. I'm going to reiterate these. Let me get into Margaret's question. All right, so will TJ contact after court to ask you to come back? Let's look at it. Let's check and see. I think first I need to find out if it's because you said it's a divorce situation. Did y'all file for divorce? Is that what happened? At this court hearing, did y'all file for divorce? Spirit, what is the energy surrounding TJ? TJ likes attention. He wants to be seen. He wants to be seen, and he wants to be in control. I have the Emperor here. You've been through a lot with this man. 9 of Wands. You've been through y'all been through it in this connection. Y'all been through thick and thin. 9 of Wands. It's giving wounded warrior. I feel like you are worn out and exhausted of the situation. That's what it's giving me. But y'all have been through it, these two. And this is why you ended up going to court. Because it's been one hell of a ride. It's been a roller coaster ride back and forth. That's why I have the Hierophant here. The Hierophant is also about commitment. It's about marriage. It's about your values, your morals, your principles, what you stand for, what you value. And, okay, filing the paperwork. Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't want the divorce, but does he want to change? That's the question. Apologies without change behavior is nothing but empty words. That's the problem. Continue filing the paperwork. Unless you see some miraculous change within the next 30 days, continue filing that paperwork. Spirit, will TJ reach out to ask Margaret to come back? It's always, oh, I didn't see this coming. She filed for the divorce out of nowhere. You knew what you weren't doing. You knew. He knows. He knows what he's doing wrong. Spirit, will he reach out to Margaret? Will TJ reach out to Margaret to ask her to come back? But he knows what he doesn't want the divorce, but he knows what he's doing to not maintain the marriage. That's stupid. It's just very stupid. If you don't want a divorce, then you would think that you would do things to treat your spouse with love and support and respect. Right? That's common sense. First answer immediately was no. So I'm going to show you these cards so you can see what I got. So I got the 7 of Swords, no. 7 of Wands, yes. 9 of Pentacles, no. Pentacles are no. 5 of Pentacles, no. 5 of Wands is, Wands are yes, but Death is no. So, yes, yes. But the rest of all these are no. So no. Like, you can't get me to believe that at his big grown age, he doesn't know what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. And he's choosing to do what he wants to do and not consider how it's affecting you. And you have to put yourself first, my love. So do what's best for you in the end. If he really wanted the marriage, he would have done what he needed to do. Ace of Cups. I'm getting yes on that one. Let's see what else comes out. Yes, Chariot. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of men know exactly what they're doing. Men are not dumb. They're very aware of their actions. And most men are very intentional with who they choose to partner with. Now, I won't go as far as to say who they have children with, because that's a hit or miss. But a lot of times, they know exactly what they're doing. They're with certain women for certain reasons. Sure, Census. Give me a minute. Give me a minute. So I got no, no, yes, 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 yes. So the first answer was a no, and I got a yes. So there is a possibility, Margaret, that he may reach out to you to try to, I wouldn't say to come back, but I would say maybe to, I would say, okay, no. I got a no. I got a no. 2 no's. The moon is an immediate no for me in tarot. So no. No. He won't. He's not going to ask you to come back. He's not going to ask you to come back because he knows that you're already done. He already knows that you're already done. And then the fact that you're serious and you mean business, please stand on business, Margaret. Please stand on business. Especially if he's been giving you hell, causing you grief, and causing you nothing but stress. Please follow through with the divorce. Follow through with filing that paperwork. He can wreak havoc in someone else's life. Let him do that. Let's see. I wish you nothing but the best though, Margaret. I hope it all works out. But just in case it doesn't, just know that it's not your fault, number 1. And number 2, there's always better. Sunsies. You're supposed to move for work and for the next chapter of your life to unfold. So what exactly are you asking me about the place where you're currently living, Sunsis? I'm not understanding. What exactly is the question about it? Yeah, Margaret, you know, the cards are not showing that he's going to reach out. So I'm going to say no. You're welcome. Thank you so much for hopping in. If you're new to the channel, you guys, please subscribe and please hit thumbs up the live stream and please hit that notification bell. Since you're the last person I'm answering and I'm hopping off this live stream, but I don't understand what the question is about. I don't understand the question. Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. Spirit, would Census possibly be moving this year? Yes or no? Okay, Aisha Love, I got you. I got you. You'll be my last person. You're welcome, Sun. Am I pronouncing it right? Sunsies? Yeah. Men will play in your face until you set down boundaries and you stand on business. And business is always to be stood on. Always. If you, just like with children, if you tell that child to stop doing something and you're going to spank them, follow through with it. Or you're going to put them on a punishment, or they're not going to receive something, you got to follow through with it. Same thing with men. Follow through. If I have to tell you several times about the same thing and you're making no effort to change, you got to go, I got to go, something has to give because I'm not going to keep doing it. Yes, no, okay. So yes, 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 no, no. Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. So the first answer is a yes. Sunsies. The first answer is a yes. I'm going to ask it 2 more times. So I got the Hermit. The Hermit for me is a no. The Nine of Pentacles is a no. Swords are a no. 5 of Swords, so you can see the cards. I like to show the cards so people can see what I'm doing. I'm definitely legit. If you ever get a reading and the reader doesn't show the cards, they're lying to you, okay? I'll just let y'all know. They don't show you the cards, they're lying. They're hiding something from you. Don't trust it. These are all no. So we got a no. We got 1 no, and I think this was this a yes? Yes. Yes. Okay, so we got 1 yes, 1 no. So there's a possibility that you could be moving within the next 3 months, but you actually have to prepare for that, and that's something that you have to want to do. Because it may not happen for work. It depends on your job. Like, whatever you do, they may require you to move in the next 3 months, or you may find a job elsewhere outside of where you live. And if the commute is too far, you may have to relocate in order to work for that job, if that makes sense. Also, if y'all watch, I don't know, some people do watch these tarot readers that they have pre-shuffled cards already laid out when they start out. Be wary of that. Be wary of that, because the whole thing with tarot is you don't pick and choose. You don't pick and choose. You shuffle. Spirit chooses, right? We are the interpreter. We are the channel, okay? So the messages, we interpret that. Yeah. Yes, no. But people talking about, oh, I already had these cards. These cards were already picked out. No, ma'am. No, sir. No. Yes. Yes. Okay. So I'm getting that, yes, there's a strong possibility that you could end up having to move for work. That is a strong possibility. So I'm going to say yes based on the cards. I got yes. I'm getting a yes, but it may be no. It may be no. Yes or no questions are like that. It could be yes. It could be no. There's a lot of factors involved. Okay, Aisha love, you can drop your question and I'm going to wrap this up. You're welcome. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm gonna pull cards on it, but absolutely, immediately, yes. Immediately, yes. Jobs, I will always be a firm believer because, like, well, you know, Aisha, I have experience in job placement, and I myself work in a very hostile work environment. And even though the job I'm at now, I had to take a pay cut for, I'm so much more at peace at this job than I have been in the last 8 years of my life, like literally. So I'm super grateful for my job. Super grateful for my job. And that's something that I cannot stress enough. If you are in a job and you are unhappy with that work environment, leave. As soon as possible, leave. Of course, if at all possible, you know, try to have you something else lined up. But baby, ain't no job worth losing your sanity, losing your peace, always in fear. Like, yes. Gonna be doing some spell work, baby. Doing some spell work this week so them blessings can hit. Yes, we are doing it. I'm definitely praying for you that you get the job. Definitely. Because it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Being in a job where you just don't like the people, or you don't like the job itself, or you don't like your boss or your manager is not a good thing. It's so stressful. Because every day you go in there, you're like, okay, what nonsense am I going to have to deal with today? You know, I don't want to be here. It's just a dread, just getting up and going. I used to be like that in my old job. Like, it was just like, what am I going to have to deal with today? And not only that, I had almost an hour commute to work back and forth every day. I had to drive almost an hour to work and almost an hour home. And I would be in the gym for an hour when I got off late in the evening. So it was just like, I hated it. I didn't hate the job itself, but I hated the people that I worked around because they were all catty. They were all catty. And they were constantly looking to find fault or blame something on someone else. And nobody wants to be in that type of work environment. Nobody wants to be in that type of work environment where, you know, you try to go somewhere and this whole thing is, you know, everybody's looking to blame you for something, or they want to try to make out like you're a bad person and you're not a bad person. Or you're not doing your job and you do your job damn well. Yes, toxic work environments. And you know that you do your job damn well. But they're always looking to find fault, or it's giving very much high school, and it's giving very much childish. Oh, why Aisha forgot to put the chart on so-and-so back in the box. First of all, this is not your department. Second of all, why aren't you coming to me if I forgot something that important? You know what I mean? Like, some people like to try to instigate problems or start problems that don't even exist because they have nothing going on in their real lives at home. So they come to work and they try to micromanage and they try to instigate problems because they're not happy at home, and it pours over into their work life. Like, a lot of people in jobs who are managers should not be managing. They're piss poor managers because they're unhappy at home in real life. And so when they get to the job, they get to the workplace, they try to make everybody else uncomfortable and miserable because they're miserable. They're miserable at home. They're unhappy at home. So they bring that to work. And it's so funny because every job I've been through, and even orientations that I have sent people out to, they always tell people, leave your personal stuff at home. Do not bring that to work. And what do people do? The exact opposite of that. The exact opposite of that. You see it in management all the time. People who want to be in control, tell everybody else what to do, complain, look for a problem that's not there. Yeah, you deserve better. Let's see, Spirit. Should Aisha look for another job? And I would keep applying. I'm hoping that you get the job that you really want, but just in case, as a backup, I would highly recommend keep applying to other jobs as well, because something is bound to stick. Something is bound to stick. Move that out of there. It's always, you know, during the whole onboarding process, everybody's like, oh, you know, whatever you have going on, you can come and talk to your managers about it. How? The manager is the problem. The manager is the problem, and HR is hardly ever available. So make it make sense. Yep. Spirit says, yep. I'm immediately getting yes cards. I'm immediately getting, you're going to get an offer, a better offer. After all of the drama, you'll be able to walk away from the situation. Walk away from that situation to a better situation where you're treated with more respect and your hard work is recognized, and they will see that. They'll see that, and it won't be a waste of time and energy. Seven of Pentacles, and it will be balanced out. The Justice card is here. Definitely, definitely look for something better. Absolutely. 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 So hot. Yes. Should Aisha look for another job? Spirit. Yep. I got yes here. Girl, when I tell you I missed doing my live streams, I really have. I've just been so hard at school and work and all the things. But I really have missed doing my live streams. And I love doing live streams when people follow the rules and are not coming in here with that BS. So I got yes. Okay. I got yes. Yes. do it one more time. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Girl, as soon as possible. As soon as possible, because with the changes they're making to the administration, whew, you're going to have to apply for scholarships. That's what I'm doing now. Applying for scholarships. Because I don't know what he's done with this whole big, beautiful bill. But yeah, it's affecting the students. No, I'm still in my bachelor's degree program. I'm going into my 3rd year because the new term or new semester starts September the 1st. But I can't register until September the 4th because, you know, that's a holiday. So, yeah. But when I'm done with my bachelor's degree program, I definitely plan on going to get the master's. Why not? That's how I feel about it. Why not? Oh, yeah. I'm definitely getting... Spirit's going to guide you into a new direction. 2 of Wands. Yep. Just have the strength to stand on business and walk away from anything that you feel like it's not serving you. It's not doing you well. You're going to get something that makes you comfortable. Yep. I need to do a live stream though to kind of discuss like what is going on in current events so that I can pull cards on it and see what messages Spirit pulls up. Like what's going on with this big beautiful bill that Trump has passed. Also with immigration law. Also with food stamps and stuff like that because he's trying to do away with that. Social Security, he's playing with that too. So a lot of elderly people are no longer will be receiving Social Security or the enough to sustain them anymore. He's cutting off federal funding for different programs. Like the whole educational system is going to be nursing homes. He's cutting off funding for a lot of nursing homes and facilities that are needed. Like it's a lot. He's doing a lot. He's doing too much and not enough at the same time is what he's doing. Because it's like he's worried about all these other things, yet there are other important things that should be a priority right now. Should be a priority, but he's not focusing on that. He's cutting this off and cutting that off. And we, the citizens, we're not seeing the benefits of anything that he's doing right now. There's nothing that's benefiting us, nothing at all. And he doesn't care. So, like, where is this going? Where is this headed? So that I definitely will come back and we can talk about that. Definitely. Hey, Joelle. Career update, huh? So what are you doing now? Exactly. Pardoning criminals. Nonsense. Building a ballroom in the White House, yet you're not placing the permanently poor people in DC, going in there and destroying their tents and their setups so they have somewhere to sleep, but you're not giving them a warm place to stay. But you're worried about building a ballroom in the White House that you won't even be in the next 3 years. It's insane. It's crazy work. Makes no sense. And cutting off disability for older people who are in nursing homes. What's going to happen to those people when those nursing homes and those employees who work in the nursing homes and hospice centers cannot be cared for? What happens to them? Girl, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. I've already been worked up. If y'all haven't seen it, my heart and my love goes out to everybody in New Orleans, Louisiana, and Mississippi, and all the people who were affected by Hurricane Katrina back in 2005. Like, Ashley Grayson. I haven't even heard about Ashley Grayson. I haven't even heard about Ashley Grayson. I don't even know anything about it. Please tell me, Aisha, because I don't know. But when Hurricane Katrina happened back in 2005, I was only 18 years old. I did not know the extent of what happened or what happened with the people of New Orleans and how devastating that event was, and even the people in Mississippi, because I did not know that Mississippi and Louisiana were so closely connected, especially down in the Gulf area. And when I watched the Race Against Time, I watched that, and I want to see when the levees broke, because I want to see both, like Spike Lee's production and then also the one that Ryan Coogler was the one that helped in making Race Against Time. But it was one of those things. A scammer. Ooh, okay. Let me write it down. Because y'all know I'm a writer. And I'm an iPad girly. So one thing I will suggest, if you are going to go back to school, to save you on paper and stuff, because you know you got to always take notes, iPad and Apple Pencil. Yes, ma'am. And follow me on TikTok, because I'm learning, and as I learn, I share tips and tricks for people learning how to use the apps on your iPad, like GoodNotes. Notability is another one. I haven't used Notability. Freeform automatically comes on your iPad, and if you want more information, Aisha, I will personally email it to you. iPad and Apple Pencil. Girl, when I tell you, it's a game changer. It is a game changer for school specifically. It doesn't matter if you're in nursing school. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what classes you're taking. Ooh, girl, I'm so grateful that your family didn't have to suffer like the major impact. Because yeah, and I did not know what happened. Like, I could hear, because where I was raised, in the cult that I was raised in, they were talking about people from New Orleans were coming in, and I remember that they were coming into the convention center in Houston. And I live like 6 hours from Houston, so up closer towards Fort Worth area in Texas when I lived there growing up. So I didn't see these people, but I knew they were coming. And then I did end up eventually meeting people from New Orleans who had been down there. And I cried. When I saw Race Against Time, I cried, because I could not imagine being in 30 feet of water. Trying to survive in 30 feet of water. The way that the government treated the people of New Orleans was unacceptable. It was completely unacceptable. Shouldn't have happened. Wow. And so many people have stories, their stories from the aftermath and surviving. And I just think about myself, like, I can't swim. So I would have probably been one of those people. I would have probably been a casualty. I can't swim. So people were trying to go to their attics, you know what I mean? Like, go to the highest level of the house, which is an attic. But eventually the water was up so high that they had to get on the roof. And then in order to get across, you got to swim across 30 feet of water. So it's like, these people are in their houses for 5 days before people came to get them or even offer them any kind of aid. And the thing that really got me about Hurricane Katrina was you would hear the locals saying that the levees had always been Yes, it was a lot of fraud, Aisha. My stepdad at the time had went down to New Orleans right after Hurricane Katrina hit, and he was working for a company who was doing insurance adjusting. And so he went down there. They were going down there to assess, the damage of the homes and stuff down there. He said it was horrible. Hi, Elisa. And he said the thing that stuck out the most, that was like very memorable, was the smell. When you went down there, the smell was unbearable. And I could only imagine, because of the aftermath of all the water and the debris and bodies and death in the sewer, all of that stuff being in that water. A lot of elderly people also were left to die The nursing homes and hospitals, there was 2 hospitals. Well, no, 1 hospital in New Orleans, and also a prison facility that was not evacuated, and a nursing home right outside of New Orleans was not evacuated. So there were people, elderly people in the hospital. It was a mess. It was an entire mess. So my heart goes out to them. My heart goes out to everybody. Anybody who was affected by it, because I can't imagine losing a loved one, because some people, and the people who survived also experienced trauma because they were in the Superdome. The Superdome stories, baby. Woo, yeah. It was horrible. Aisha, it was so horrible. And my heart just hurts for the people of Louisiana, because it didn't just affect New Orleans. That's the thing. It didn't just affect New Orleans. It affected everybody who had family. Even people in Mississippi had their homes. If you lived on the Gulf Coast, right? Because you know where Biloxi and Waveland, Mississippi, and all those areas down there completely wiped out, right? The hurricane hit New Orleans, but the locals were saying they heard when the levees blew up. The levees were blown up intentionally. The locals heard it. Yes, definitely about gentrification. And that's the thing, like, it was intentional. It was intentional. And then you could see people trying to get help, and they would just fly right over. Just fly right over. Like, these people had children. They had babies. They had, some of the grandparents couldn't get medication. They were on medication, you know, dialysis and things, and they couldn't get their medication. And that's why a lot of them died, because going 5 days without water, food, or being able to, as a human body, being able to use the bathroom, you're stuck on top of a roof. How are you using the bathroom? Nobody ever asked that question. How are they able to use the bathroom? If you outside on top of a roof, no electricity, no food, no water, how are you using the bathroom? That had to be pure hell. They had to be pure hell. So that was my biggest thing. Thank you, Elisa, for subscribing. Let me look at your question. I'm gonna answer your question real quick, and I'm gonna get out of here. But yeah, if y'all haven't seen it, go watch it. Race Against Time. I'm already a sensitive person. Like, I'm already extremely empathetic for people, and to see what those people went through, I can't even. Hi, T. Elisa. That's okay, Elisa. Am I saying it right? Is it Elisa or Elisa? Elisa. Wow. I believe it, because a lot of times the governors, the mayors, they stand by and wait until the last minute. And that's what people in New Orleans were saying when it happened. They were saying that they told them, 48 hours? It's Italian. Okay, gotcha. They told the people of New Orleans 48 hours before the storm. Mind you, a city full of poverty, full of poor people, folks who didn't have gas money to be driving. What is it, an hour from New Orleans to Baton Rouge? Aisha, it's an hour drive. Oh, go to Baton Rouge. Oh, go to some of the other, the other cities on the outskirts. Go there. Uncle, grandchild, babies, great grandmothers on diabetics on medication. You finna get them out with a wheelchair in an hour? That's in an hour. And then think about it. You have thousands of people packed on the same highway trying to leave. Who finna go anywhere? People just, there was a guy on the documentary who said he had left to leave, right? He left NOLA and he was headed towards Baton Rouge because one of his cousins lived in Baton Rouge. He got stuck on the freeway up there towards the Superdome. So he ended up getting out of his car. This was the day before the storm. He ended up getting out of his car and walking up towards the Superdome because the Superdome opened up and started letting people come on in because they knew what was coming. The governor gets on the news and he warns people the day before, a Category 5 hurricane the day before. Oh, get out. Everybody, get out. You've got to go. You have got to get out of here. This is going to be horrible. This is going to be bad. The day before. The day before. Mind you, when did it happen? It was August the 18th or 19th of 2005, was it? It was late in the month. So mind you, nobody had a check coming in. Nobody had a check coming in. So didn't nobody have no gas to be driving an hour drive out. I'm from Missouri. Yes, documentary on Charity Hospital. I've heard people talking about that. I'm from Missouri, Elisa. On Charity Hospital. But yeah, my heart goes out to the people of New Orleans and Louisiana as a whole because everybody was impacted. A lot of the people didn't even come back after the storm to rebuild because it was trauma. It was traumatic. The memories were traumatic. And then, then they raised the prices of insurance. So if you didn't have insurance on your home, you might not have been able to get your house rebuilt. Everything that you had, everything that you worked for, gone. Gone. And they did not care. They did not care. And then if you did get it rebuilt and you say, you know what, this time, I got a new house built on my property. I would like to get insurance. Now the insurance is high. Yeah, no, because the way they was treated. And the thing is, I feel like the culture down there is very strong. The culture is very strong. People, even in all of that, people were trying to stick together and help each other. The people of New Orleans were trying to help each other, and they would feed each other. When they finally got to a point, people were cooking food and grilling and trying to help the community. They're very strong people. Yeah. Families were changed because they lost family members. They lost, grandmothers and grandparents. People who hold the family together passed away. And so family were not coming back because it was like, it's not the same anymore. It's trauma. Because I can't even imagine wanting to come back to that, because now you have to relive what happened when you left to try to go find safety and then come back. If you survived, some people gave up because they were like, I can't swim. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of here. And you stuck for 5 days, no food, no water, nothing. 5 days. That's crazy. Babies, elderly, pregnant people, everybody. It was just wrong on every level. Live stream on current events. I'm writing that down so we can have a discussion about that. Elisa, I didn't forget you. I just needed to write this down because I'll forget. And I plan on taking a visit come after New Year's, hopefully. Taking a visit down to New Orleans. I got people down there. So, come down that way and visit. My Kindle. Okay. Elisa, are you still here? Elisa. Okay, I see that you spelled it out for me. A guy that you're in no contact with. Are there feelings on his side that he may not express? Okay, I see it. I definitely will, Aisha. I definitely will. Because people were telling me if I go to New Orleans, I definitely gotta see you. But people were telling me there's a lot of good places in Baton Rouge. A lot of good places to eat and everything. So I would love to come up through there. Thank you, Elisa. I appreciate that. Yeah. I wanted to show my love to the people of New Orleans and Louisiana as a whole, because I feel like there were other, let me know if I'm saying this wrong, Aisha, because the way New Orleans is set up is based off the French, because, you know, you have the French Quarter and you have parishes, right? So you have all these different wards down in there. And so they said outside of New Orleans, hi, Sierra, welcome to my channel. There's other parishes outside of New Orleans. So like you have other smaller cities that were also affected by it, surrounding cities. And it just, you know, throughout the state. So you may have family who were up north Louisiana, but you have family who were down south in New Orleans who, you know, just like you have people who have family in Mississippi, you have Mississippi and Slidell, Mississippi, Biloxi, closer to the Gulf, because Mississippi and Louisiana are right next door to each other. So how people get over, cross Lake Pontchartrain and get over to New Orleans, because yeah, Mississippi is like, I had to see a map for it to make sense to me, because I'm a visual learner. So I have to see things, because I didn't understand when people were talking about how the 9th Ward got the worst of it because of the way that it sits, the difference between the 9th Ward, the 3rd Ward, the 7th Ward, where all those are located. And then the French Quarter, when they showed the French Quarter on the news, there was no water in the French Quarter. Well, the French Quarter sits high off the ground. So the French Quarter didn't have nearly as much damage as all those other places. So it made sense. Elisa. Let's check on this person you're in no contact with. Spirit, does he have feelings for Elisa, the person with no contact? I need to get me another one of these. I got the 6 of Swords, Elisa. 2 of Pentacles. Yes, like a bowl. That's what they were explaining, like a bowl. I love the fact that New Orleans, I got no, Elisa. I got no. He doesn't have any more. He doesn't have any feelings. And if he does, it's not strong enough to reach out. It's not strong enough to reach out. As a matter of fact, he may be very defensive. Hey, Sierra, absolutely. Please be sure, if you're new to the channel, you guys, to subscribe and thumbs up the live stream. I appreciate that. Yeah. He's more of in a defensive energy, Elisa. You're welcome. He's a Sagittarius. Yeah, that makes sense. He's very defensive right now. You're welcome. He may even blame you for the breakup. But he put you through it. So it was, you know, it's not even worth your time thinking about and dwelling on. Baby, just move right on along to something better. There's something better coming for you. You're welcome. But yeah, that's what they were saying, the way New Orleans sits. And now they were saying if you go down there, the houses are built like 5 feet off the ground, 6 feet off the ground, for that very reason. And they had the levees reconstructed. But my thing is, what are y'all doing to have better warning systems in place for the people of New Orleans? What are y'all doing to help the survivors, the people who survived the last tragic situation? How are y'all really helping? How is the government aiding the people of New Orleans and surrounding areas to rebuild and, you know, make progress going forward, because there will be another hurricane. There will definitely be another hurricane. Will New Orleans survive it? That depends on how well the infrastructure is set up, the drainage systems, the levees. What are they doing to prevent that much damage from happening? Because we all know when it rains, and I live 30 minutes from the Mississippi River. The Mississippi goes through Missouri all the way down. Goes all the way down through Louisiana, right? And New Orleans sits right there off the Mississippi. And the Mississippi River, it will rise. When there's enough rain, it will definitely rise. How does Cameron feel about your reconciliation? Sierra, how does Cameron feel about the reconciliation, Spirit? For Sierra. He's a Cancer. What's your sign, Sierra? He feels like it's going to take a lot of work and effort. Also, he wants to take things slowly with this Knight of Pentacles energy. Yeah, I had somebody want to argue with me on TikTok because I commented on a video where she was talking about how poorly the levees were constructed. And I said, yes, you know, but the gag is the levees weren't like the issue themselves. The fact that they were intentionally blown up is what caused the massive flooding like that. Because they had hurricanes before down there, and it never flooded 30 feet of water. Maybe about 5 feet, but not no 30 feet of water to where houses were floating by and swaying and rocking back and forth. Never that. So you know that was intentional. Capricorn and Cancer. That's a very interesting combination right there. Knight of Cups. He feels like, yeah, it's going to take a lot of effort on both of y'all's parts to really show respect and love and concern for each other in order for the reconciliation to actually work and be successful. That's what he feels. That's what he feels. Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. He's also feeling like he's wondering if this is worth his time and energy. Yes, in 1965, you're absolutely right. Hurricane Betsy in 1965. And they should have learned from Betsy with Katrina what they should have done to better prepare for that. You have to prepare in a national disaster. That's just like Florida. Florida has hurricanes all the time. All the time. And then people know when it is time to go, it is time to get out of there. You ain't got to tell me twice. But you also always have to consider there are people who may not have access to the resources that you have. So they may not be able to just leave New Orleans, right? The Tower. Yeah. Y'all had a falling out or a major situation that caused y'all to separate and then y'all got back together. The Emperor, he wants to control this situation. He does. He wants to be in control of this situation because he doesn't want y'all to have another falling out. Woo. Girl, I would have been scared. I would have been so scared. I can only imagine. I can only imagine. And they were talking about the calm before the storm. Four of Cups. Four of Cups. He feels like you may be emotionally distant sometimes in this reconciliation, this connection. Communication is going to be one of y'all's biggest things here, Sierra. Four of Swords. And also giving each other space. I feel like both of y'all may need space, right? And also letting go of holding back things from each other, being open and honest. Like this Four of Pentacles in the reverse position tells me that somebody in this connection is going to have to work on opening up and maybe speaking up more, and that could either be you expressing how you feel or it could be him expressing how he feels and what he needs in order for this to move forward. The Chariot is here. So yeah, that's how he's feeling. In order for it to move forward, y'all are going to have to have consistent, open, honest communication. And everybody's going to have to be mutually respectful in order for it to move forward. Yeah, I heard one young girl who survived it. She's in her 30s now. But she said she was like your age, like around 12 or 13 when it happened. And her sister told her, you know, hurry and put food in a trash bag because they were going to go upstairs and go into her grandmother's attic because they were in her grandmother's house at the time. And she said all the lights were out because the generator in the city went down. And you're welcome, Sierra. And she was like, I know my mom's going to want to clean things. Her mom was always heavy about keeping things clean. So she was packing cleaning supplies. And her sister looked at her and said, why are you packing cleaning supplies? At this time, the water was up here. She was 12. The water was up here on her. And she was like, we were just walking through the house in the water, trying to get stuff and put it in a trash bag so we could take it upstairs. Now, I live in an upstairs townhouse right now. I can't imagine sitting right here where I'm sitting, looking at my stairs, and there's water up here. There's water up here. That's crazy. That's crazy business. And the fact that it could have been prevented is what makes this even worse. It could have been prevented. And the people who started the rescue missions were people who actually lived there, locals, people who had boats, who said, let's go out and start trying to help get people out as much as possible. And until this day, people who were coming back were still finding the bodies of loved ones who were left in the home, who drowned, who couldn't get out, who couldn't swim. That's traumatic. And I understand why. I understand now why a lot of people chose not to go back. Nobody wants to go back home and possibly see that. You know what I mean? Like, if you left the house, nobody want to deal with that type of trauma. I don't, you know, I can't even, and then New Orleans has always been a very spiritual place. So I can only imagine the spiritual activity now because of all the souls lost during Katrina roaming. And there's a lot of, you know, voodoo and spiritual shops and things down there in Louisiana. Louisiana is like the place of woo magical, you know, type of things, spiritual things. But I always think to myself, like, I feel like they should just have this place where people can go and show their respects to the people who passed in Katrina, and leave them flowers and leave them things and light candles there just for their soul's sakes. Because a lot of the people that passed were just floating in the water. They didn't even get a proper burial. People said that they was just, the way that the deceased were treated during Hurricane Katrina and after was absolutely horrible. People were not identified properly. Families had to figure out who was who well after, years after it happened. My mind can't fathom that. And then because of the way graves are in Louisiana, because it's after the French, their graves are mausoleums. So their tombs are above ground. Most coffins are buried at least 6 feet below ground. So in a flood system like that, I'm pretty sure that whoever was in there, it was all washed out. Yes, absolutely. Oh, absolutely they did. Because they bury above ground. There was no digging, but they couldn't dig below ground because, like you said, it's like a bowl. And they knew that if they put people underneath, they were just going to come up anyway. And so how are you supposed to go and identify? Decomposition starts immediately after death anyway. So how are you 2, 3, 4, 5 years later coming back to identify somebody? How are you going to identify them? I can't imagine having to deal with that. And then the cleanup, the aftermath, and then going into homes, because people would put, people would spray paint and mark the houses, and there's still places down there that are completely abandoned. I just, if it was me and I had to leave my home and I actually survived the situation, I wouldn't want to go back either. I would not want to visit. I would not, nothing. And people are like, well, that's home. That's home. True. But going through something like that, absolutely not. Absolutely not. So my heart and my love goes out to the people of Louisiana, the state of Louisiana, because I know that everybody was impacted, as well as Mississippi. Mississippi, they didn't talk much about Mississippi, but I think people are now getting on TikTok and talking about the people who actually lost people and family when it hit Mississippi real bad, because it hit Mississippi before it hit New Orleans, and both of them suffered extreme, the damage was so bad, they had to redo so many things down there. Because Gulfport, Mississippi and Biloxi, they're tourist attractions because the beaches are down there. But when that hurricane went through there, completely demolished places. Completely demolished. That's what I'm saying. And nobody, one woman was telling the story of Mississippi, how her cousin's house was completely destroyed. They didn't get a warning. They didn't even get a warning. It was just, it's Mississippi. Oh well. So they didn't even care to warn the people there to get out. That's just crazy. When I think about that, that is insane. Anywho, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here because I got some stuff to do and eat. But hopefully I can come back on here tomorrow around the same time, like around 11 o'clock in the afternoon, and hopefully everybody still be here. But thank y'all so much for hopping in and joining the live stream. I really enjoyed it. I hope y'all did too. If you have questions, make sure you bring your questions with you tomorrow, and we will go from there. Love y'all and peace out.